All right, let's talk about a very specific kind of movie magic. I'm not talking about special effects or big explosions. I'm talking about the kind of magic that follows you home. The kind that makes you see the world and maybe even yourself just a little bit differently.
I mean, think about it. You go into a dark theater expecting just a story, but you walk out and something's shifted. That film wasn't just entertainment anymore. For some reason, it feels like a real turning point.
And here's the thing, that feeling isn't random. Turns out, psychologists, critics, and filmmakers have all started to notice a very clear pattern in the kinds of movies that have this profound, life-altering effect on us.
Yeah, these are the stories that really get under your skin. They don't just show you a character's journey, they somehow trick you into questioning your own. They tackle these huge existential ideas that just echo in your mind long after the credits have rolled.
So, what is this formula? Is there a secret sauce? Well, let's look at two totally iconic films. On the surface, they seem completely different, but they actually share a secret ingredient. And by looking at them, we can start to decode this whole thing. So, on one side, you've got The Matrix, which hits you with this massive philosophical question. What if your world isn't real? And on the other, you have Dead Poets Society, which asks something much more personal. Are you actually living your own life? See, both films grab you with a really fundamental human conflict.
What The Matrix does so brilliantly is it takes this super complex idea and boils it down to one simple, unforgettable choice: the red pill or the blue pill. It's not just a choice for Neo, it becomes this perfect symbol for every time we have to choose between a comfortable lie and a difficult truth. It's the ultimate awakening story. And then you've got Dead Poets Society. Now, this isn't about waking up from a computer simulation, it's about waking up to your own life. Carpe Diem becomes this powerful existential call to action. It's a rallying cry to fight conformity and find your own authentic voice. So we've got these two huge ideas, awakening and authenticity. But they aren't just random themes that worked once or twice. Nope, they're actually part of a much deeper, recurring formula that these powerful films tap into again and again.
This is really the heart of it all. What is that common thread? What's the secret code that gives these stories their incredible, transformative power?
Well, when you analyze these cinematic catalysts, the answer seems to come down to the number 4. Yeah, there are 4 deep, recurring psychological themes that these films are almost always exploring.
Let's break them down. These 4 themes are basically the core ingredients in the recipe for a movie that doesn't just entertain you, but actually changes you.
Okay, so first up is awakening. That's Neo finding out the truth about the Matrix. Second, authenticity. That's the battle cry from Dead Poets Society. Third, we have moral courage. You know, that choice to do the right thing when it's hard or even dangerous? And finally, existential meaning. When a film makes us face the biggest questions of all, why are we here and what's our purpose? And once you see this pattern, you start seeing it everywhere. Schindler's List, that's a masterclass in moral courage. The Shawshank Redemption, that is the ultimate story of finding existential meaning. The Truman Show is a brilliant take on the fight for authenticity, and a film like 12 Angry Men is a kind of intellectual awakening. This code is everywhere you look.
So let's put all the pieces together. How exactly does a movie make that leap from just being a story on a screen to becoming a genuine catalyst in your life? It really seems to be a 3-step process.
So first, the film hooks you by tapping into one of those 4 big themes we just talked about. Then, and this part is absolutely crucial, it makes you identify with the main character. You don't just watch their struggle, you feel it. And finally, that potent combination turns the movie into a kind of mirror, making you reflect on your own life and your own choices.
And that's really the secret. It isn't just about clever writing or amazing acting. It's when a story is brave enough to ask one of life's biggest questions. And in doing so, it gives us a brand new way to think about our own answers. So here's the takeaway. The next time a movie really sticks with you, ask yourself why. Which one of those 4 themes did it hit? Because the most powerful stories aren't just the ones we watch, they're the ones that seem to watch us back. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What film was a catalyst for you?